Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha TV. You're watching Rajya Sabha News with the host Rajat Kane. Well, a day after both houses of parliament were adjourned over opposition's protest on the issue of farmers' protest over 3 new farm bills, Rajya Sabha members today came to a consensus to discuss the issue in the House. The Rajya Sabha will dispense with a scheduled question hour, 0 hour and private members' business to hold discussion on the motion of thanks to the President's address beginning today. The House has decided to allot 15 hours to discussion. Well, before we go to news and details, take a look at the headlines. Rajya Sabha takes up motion of thanks on the President's address. Members decide to allot 15 hours for discussion. House to dispense with question hour, 0 hour in private members' business for the rest of the week. Well, Chairman warns MPs against recording proceedings on mobile phones, advises media to follow rules while reporting on the Parliament. And MPs from Tamil Nadu raise issue of harassment of Indian fishermen by Sri Lankan Navy. External Affairs Minister says attack on fishermen not acceptable. Issue taken up with the Sri Lankan authorities, says the government. Well, news in details now. Motion of thanks on President's address was moved by BJP MP Bhuvneshwar Kalita and was seconded by BJP MP Vijay Pal Singh Tomar in the upper house on Wednesday. BJP MP Bhuvneshwar Kalita stressed the government is dedicated to strengthen the underprivileged section of society and that farm laws passed after extensive debate and deliberations in both the houses have benefited more than 10 crore people.
The government has taken care of all sections of the society. Poor, downtrodden and underprivileged and the people living in the rural areas. Priority of this government is Gaon, Garib and Kisan. The government is dedicated to strengthen the underprivileged sections of the society and build a strong nation. So the life and livelihood is the priority of the government. The members of Congress and some opposition parties are trying to block the proceeding last 2 days of this August House. Let me remind them that the 3 farm laws have been passed by both the houses of parliament and with much deliberations, the benefits of these 3 important farm reforms have started reaching to more than 10 crore people, small farmers, and in fact, there had been no reduction of rights and facilities of the farmers. So, rather, through these agricultural reforms, the government has given new rights to the farmers. Sir. Even after, opposition members are raising the issue to disrupt the House today. We have utmost respect for our farmers.
Well, seconding the motion, BJP MP Vijay Pal Singh Tomar said the new laws will help small farmers and the NDA government has allocated more for agriculture in 1 year than 5 years of the UPA government.
प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व वाली सरकार की प्रतिबद्धता है कि किसानों की आय 22 तक दोगुनी करेंगे और यही नहीं, हम विश्व की अर्थव्यवस्था में भारत की $5 ट्रिलियन की अर्थव्यवस्था बनाने का काम करेंगे। माननीय मोदी जी ने इस मन को समझा है कि किसान समृद्ध होगा तभी ये राष्ट्र समृद्ध होगा और इसके लिए उन्होंने और इसकी ये जानकारी के लिए इस कोरोना के टाइम में भी जब सभी सेक्टर्स में आर्थिक विकास दर की वृद्धि निम्न स्तर पर आ रही थी, तब भी कृषि की आर्थिक विकास दर उच्चतम स्तर पर थी। ये इसका प्रमाण है। और इसके साथ साथ मैं बताना चाहता हूं सर, 9 से 14 तक कृषि क्षेत्र में यूपीए के टाइम में 1,21,082 करोड़ कृषि पर रखा गया था बजट, और 9-10 में तो केवल 12,000 करोड़ था। लेकिन एनडीए के टाइम में 19-20 में 1,51,518 करोड़ रखा, जिसमें से 1,34,000 से अधिक खर्च हुआ। एक वर्ष में उनके 5 वर्ष से अधिक का बजट कृषि पर दिया गया है। एक वर्ष में 5 वर्ष से अधिक किया गया है। मुद्रा परीक्षण के लिए उनके टाइम में 43 लैब थी और अब 9,243 लैब काम कर रही हैं। हर क्षेत्र में वर्तमान सरकार ने अभूतपूर्व कार्य किया है। उसके बाद भी किसानों को जितना बड़ा लाभ इन कानूनों से होने जा रहा है, जो वर्तमान में 3 कानून आए हैं, वो अब तक 50-60 वर्ष में किसान की जो स्थिति मजदूर से नीचे चली गई, वो पैसा छोड़कर भाग रहा था, आज वो इन कानूनों के आने के बाद नौकरी लेने वाला नहीं, नौकरी देने वाला बन जाएगा। उनके बच्चे पैसा छोड़ के नहीं जाएंगे, वो वहीं एफपीओ बना करके काम करेंगे। सारी सुविधाएं सरकार उनको देगी।
Well, the leader of opposition, Ghulam Nabi Azad, participated in a discussion on the motion of thanks on the president's address, with focus on 2 aspects of the address: farmers and Jammu and Kashmir. Azad said opposition is with the centre against China and Pakistan, but he questioned the government's stance on the farmers.
ये 2 सेक्शन हमारे समाज के ऐसे हैं जिनके बगैर हम शून्य हैं। गलवान वैली में हमारे 20 नौजवान पिछले साल शहीद हुए, इसलिए मैं उन शहीदों को भी श्रद्धांजलि देता हूं। उन 250 किसानों को भी जो शहीद हुए पिछले 2-2.5 महीनों में, अपनी मांगें सरकार से मनाने के लिए और ठंड में और कई कारणों से आंदोलन के बीच में ये मर गए, शहीद हो गए। मैं अपनी तरफ से भी उनको श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करता हूं। किसानों से लड़ाई करके हम किसी नतीजे पे पहुंचे नहीं और न पहुंच सकते। हमारे सब हिंदुस्तान के 130 करोड़ लोगों के अन्नदाता हमारे, इनके बगैर हम कुछ भी नहीं। जो कुछ भी आज हम हैं, इंसान को जिंदा रहने के लिए 3 वक्त की रोटी और 2 वक्त की रोटी तो कम से कम होनी चाहिए। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी जानते हैं कितने हरित क्रांति कब आई, कैसे आई, ये ट्रैक्टर, ये फैक्ट्रियां, ये कहां से बनी। हम जितनी भी निंदा और जितनी भी निंदा की जा सकती है, हम और हमारी पार्टी उसकी निंदा करती है, पूरी विपक्ष निंदा करता कि जो भी लाल किले पे हुआ वो बिल्कुल नहीं होना चाहिए। वो लोकतंत्र के खिलाफ है, डेमोक्रेसी के खिलाफ है, लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की दुश्मनी से भी खिलाफ। जहां प्रधानमंत्री देश को, दुनिया को संबोधित करते हैं और वहां हमारे नेशनल फ्लैग के साथ बेइज्जती की जाए, इंसल्ट की जाए, उसे बर्दाश्त नहीं किया जा सकता। ऐसे लोग जो उसमें इन्वॉल्व थे, उनको कड़ी से कड़ी सजा दी जानी चाहिए। लेकिन मैं साथ में यह भी कहना चाहता हूं कि जो निर्दोष जो किसान लीडर्स निर्दोष, उनके खिलाफ, उनको इंप्लीकेट करने के, उनको फंसाने की बिल्कुल न कोशिश किया जाए। तो टूरिज्म खत्म हो गया है सर, एजुकेशन खत्म होगी। पहले 4-5 महीने तो सब स्कूल, कॉलेज, यूनिवर्सिटी 6 महीने बंद रहे, फिर कोविड आया, उसकी वजह से बंद रहे, अभी तक बंद है। सर, उस स्टेट में डेवलपमेंट कैसे हो सकती है जहां 2-2 साल कॉलेज, स्कूल और यूनिवर्सिटीज बंद रहे। सर, अब कुछ अरसे से स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने शुरू किया है ऑनलाइन, लेकिन ऑनलाइन कहा, 8 महीने तो टेलीफोन ही नहीं था, अब टेलीफोन है तो 2G है। सर, 2G कहां चलता है आज? जम्मू का दुकानदार खुश नहीं है, जम्मू का अनएम्प्लॉयड खुश नहीं है। तो कश्मीर, जम्मू और लद्दाख माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, कोई भी खुश नहीं है, क्योंकि आर्टिकल 37 में 2-3 प्रोविजंस थे जिसकी वजह से जमीन कोई बाहर नहीं खरीद सकता, और ये पहली जगह नहीं है। हिमाचल में कोई नहीं खरीद सकता है, उत्तराखंड कोई नहीं खरीद सकता। आपसे निवेदन करना है कि अगर जम्मू कश्मीर को प्रोग्रेस करना है और अगर बॉर्डर्स पे हमने अपने दुश्मनों से लड़ाई लड़नी है, तो हमने अपने लोगों को कॉन्फिडेंस में रहना है और उनको प्यार देना है, प्रेम देना है, मोहब्बत से इकट्ठे रखना है।
Well, my colleague Kriti Mishra joins us live from the Parliament House complex. Kriti, many thanks for joining us. Well, a remarkable change, a shift. As you saw yesterday, there was a massive protest after which the House was adjourned. But today, consensus between both the sides. Just take us through the session so far. Kriti.
Well, Rajat, you may recall that yesterday there were disruptions in the House over the Farmers' Bill or the Act that has been passed in the last session of Parliament. In fact, Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu said that members can air all their grievances during the discussion on the President's address, on the discussion on motion of thanks. In fact, he also said that he was in favour of initiating the discussion yesterday itself, but it is by convention that first the discussion is started in the Lok Sabha. So today, of course, there was agreement between all sides wherein they have decided to allot more time for discussion on motion of thanks on President's address. That will be for 15 hours. And in fact, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi also provided clarity on dispensing with the question hour, the 0 hour, and also private members' business. So in fact, today this discussion was started by BJP MP Bhuvneshwar Khalata, seconded by Vijay Pal Singh Tomar, and also 10 members participated in the discussion. The fulcrum, of course, was farm laws, wherein the Treasury benches said that this is an exemplary move by the government and reiterated the commitment of the government to double the farmers' income. And also the opposition members questioned the government's stance and also said that they must allay the fears of the farmers. So certainly a very productive day in the upper house, except a brief disruption wherein the members created disruption and the chairman had to invoke Rule 255 and name the 3 AAP members. But tomorrow the discussion is set to resume, and that will be a very meaningful discussion. Over to you, Rajat.
Absolutely. Many thanks for joining us, Kriti, and updating us about what all happened in the upper house in today's session. Many thanks, Kriti. We'll keep coming back to you in this bulletin later on. Well, moving on, members of several other parties also took part in discussion on motion of thanks on the President's address. Let's listen in.
I want to place it on record that the Kaveri, on behalf of the farmers of the Kaveri Delta, I am also hailing from the Kaveri Delta. I want to place it on record the gratitude of the farmers of the Kaveri Delta to our Honorable Prime Minister and to our Honorable Chief Minister Edappadi Panichami for enacting this Tamil Nadu Protected Agricultural Development Zone Act 2020. In India, the best administration is in place. It has been proved. And also, the invention in scientific field. In the entire world is suffering from still because of coronavirus, but India is now saved. I humbly submit that India is very, very safe in the hands of our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi.
What has happened into Leader of the Opposition was mentioning in detail. What happened on 26th of January at Red Fort is most unfortunate. No Indian can appreciate this. Everybody has condemned it, sir. But, sir, putting the whole blame squarely on few farmer organizations or few farmer leaders is not going to solve the problem. My suggestion to the government that a proper, impartial inquiry should be instituted into the incident. Let it be headed by a sitting Supreme Court judge. सच किया है ये देश के सामने आना चाहिए. हर भारतीयों का ये अधिकार है कि सच किया है जानने का अधिकार हर हिंदुस्तानी का है, सर. This is not a simple incident, sir. Unprecedented incident that took place 26th of January, sir.
Every smart city gets 1,000 crore. And across the country, there are 100 smart cities amounting to 1 lakh crores. Sir, I urge making use of this opportunity. The government should appoint a monitoring committee how these smart cities schemes are being implemented.
Well, time for a very short break. More on the other side. Stay tuned to Rajya Sabha News.
भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने की दिशा में ये बजट एक माइलस्टोन बजट होगा और जिस तरह से इस बजट के बाद में सभी सेक्टर्स में पॉजिटिविटी आएगी, निश्चित रूप से जो हमारा अल्टीमेट गोल विजन जो 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी का है उसको प्राप्त करने में हम सफलता प्राप्त करेंगे। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पर एक्सपैंडिंग, क्योंकि पैंडेमिक के बाद में जीडीपी को बढ़ाने के लिए आवश्यक थी और उसके लिए जितने भी कदम उठाए जाने से चाहिए वो सारे कदम इस बजट के द्वारा लिए गए।
संविधान के अनुच्छेद 2 के तहत संसद नए राज्यों की स्थापना के लिए कानून बना सकती है। वहीं अनुच्छेद 3 उपयुक्त कानून के तहत नए राज्यों के निर्माण, मौजूदा राज्यों के क्षेत्रों, सीमाओं या नामों में परिवर्तन करने का अधिकार देता है।
Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha News with the host Rajat Kane. Well, moving on, earlier as soon as the 0 hour got over, members from the Aam Aadmi Party raised slogans against 3 farm laws, forcing the chair to adjourn the House for 6 minutes.
Honourable members, I am compelled to use Rule 255, withdrawal of member. The chairman may direct any member whose conduct is in his opinion grossly disorderly.
The House reassembled to take up discussion on the motion of thanks to the President's address, but as members continued to raise slogans, Chairman used Rule 255 to ask Aam Aadmi Party MPs Sanjay Singh, Sushil Kumar Gupta and N.D. Gupta to withdraw from the House.
Sanjay Singh, Sri Sushil Kumar Gupta, Sri N.D. Gupta, all of these 3 members are named as per the Rule 255. Please withdraw from the House.
Well, earlier, Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu urged members not to record proceedings of the House by using mobile phones. He stressed that such recording and its circulation on the social media amounts to breach of privilege and contempt of the House.
Honourable members, you are all aware there is a restriction on the usage of cellular phones within the Rajya Sabha chambers, which is notified in the Parliamentary Bulletin Part 2, issued prior to the commencement of the sittings of the session. It has been observed that some members are using their mobile phones to record the proceedings of the House while sitting in the chamber. Such conduct is against parliamentary etiquette and is not expected from the honourable members. Members should desist from such unwarranted activities inside the chamber. Such unauthorized recording of the proceedings of House and its circulation in the social media may lead to breach of privilege and contempt of the House. Even the sections of the media who have now started using some of it, they have been advised, please not to do it because that is not authorized, and then you will be liable for the consequences thereon. Keeping that in mind, I hope everybody will follow the rules. After all, this is a House and we must maintain the decorum.
Well, while question hour was suspended today, MPs raised matters of public importance in the 0 hour. Congress MP Digvijay Singh raised the issue of FIRs and charges of sedition filed against politicians and journalists.
सिविल सोसाइटी एक्टिविस्ट खिलाफ संगीन धाराओं में FIR दर्ज की जा रही है। शशि थरूर संसद सदस्य, राजदीप सरदेसाई, मृणाल पांडे, मनदीप पुनिया आदि पर ऐसे कई व्यक्ति हैं जिनके एक व्यक्ति के आवेदन पर सेडिशन राजद्रोह का प्रकरण दर्ज किया गया है। माननीय चेयरमैन सर, ये अंग्रेजों के ज़माने का कानून है जिससे महात्मा गांधी, शहीद भगत सिंह, अशफाकुल्ला
उनके
ऐसे
साथ
अनेक
कंपेयर
लोगों
मत
के
करिए।
खिलाफ प्रकरण दर्ज किया गया था। एक ही तरह की शिकायत पर 3 राज्यों में विभिन्न थानाओं पर एफआईआर दर्ज की गई है, जिसका कि मजमून कंटेंट एक सा है, एक स्वतंत्र पत्रकारिता और स्वतंत्र आवाज को दबाने का। हम इसकी निंदा करते हैं।
Well, DMK MP Tiruchi Siva raised the issue of missing fishermen in Tamil Nadu and asked for centre's intervention in the matter. ADMK MP M. Tambidurai also spoke about the issue in the House.
Sir, on 19th of January, 4 fishermen of Tamil Nadu were reported missing. And later, after 4 days, on 23rd January, it was reported by the Sri Lankan Navy that their bodies were found in the Box Straits, sir. Sir, and the contention of the Sri Lankan Navy was that the fishermen's boat rammed into their vessel, and so it happened, and it was not actually so. They have been brutally attacked and killed, and their catches have been taken away by the Sri Lankan Navy. This is as the first ever incident, sir. Sir, in the House itself, we have raised it now and then again, and the fishermen in Tamil Nadu are compelled to quit their profession because of the harassment of the Sri Lankan Navy. And thanks to the intervention of the External Affairs Minister, Mr. Jaishankar, the High Commissioner has condemned it. But sir, that is not enough, because this has been happening for years together.
245 fishermen of Tamil Nadu fishermen till now killed by the Sri Lankan Navy, sir. This is a very grave situation is taking place in that area. Sri Lanka, they are arresting, then we are also taking to bring back. But killing the fishermen, Tamil Nadu fishermen by Sri Lankan Navy is a condemnable thing. Because in this regard, Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Edappadi Palaniswamy, has written letter to the Honorable Prime Minister to take necessary action, requesting to take necessary action on the Sri Lanka authorities.
But replying to the MPs, Chairman Naidu said the problem should be resolved once and for all.
This is an issue going on for long, and it's not that nothing has been done. Successive governments have been doing their best, but the problem must be resolved once for all.
So we have taken it up with the strongest terms with the Sri Lankan government, and this particular incident, I think, was particularly unacceptable, and that has been made very, very clear to them.
Well, External Affairs Minister Jaishankar responded saying the issue has been taken up with Sri Lankan government. Well, moving on, Member GVL Narasimha Rao demanded action against culprits responsible for attacks on the religious places in the state of Andhra Pradesh.
Either attacks or some kind of activities which cause grievous harm to the sacred nature of the worship places of worship. One such incident that happened recently, which shocked the entire country, was in Ramatirtham, where the idol of Sri Bhagwan Ram was actually severed. It was beheaded, and this temple is considered to be Uttarandhra's Ayodhya. This is a temple which is 400 years old, and several such incidents have happened. One such incident was the burning of the chariot, a 70-year-old chariot in Antarvedi temple. Similarly, in the Bitragunta in Nellore district also a similar incident of burning of the chariot happened. I think rather than take it as a political episode, it is incumbent upon the state administration to identify the real culprits and punish them in a manner that this really sends a strong message.
And finally, reports of various department-related committees on industry, environment, transport, tourism, labour and finance are tabled in the upper house today. Well, this include a 31-member department-related Parliamentary Standing Committee on Transport, Tourism and Culture, headed by Rajya Sabha member T.G. Venkatesh, which presented important reports on development of tourism in Jammu and Kashmir and cargo handling at major ports. The panel called for active engagement with involvement of Panchayati Raj institutions through capacity building programs in Jammu and Kashmir for development of tourism. Well, that's it in this bulletin of Rajya Sabha News. Stay tuned to Rajya Sabha TV. Thank you and goodbye.